Welcome back to Oxford 4000 Essential English Words, episode 49. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Frank. It's great to be back with all our listeners. Emma, you seem particularly cheerful today.
I am. I had a wonderful morning. The weather was just beautiful, and I took a long walk in the park. It really sets a positive tone for the day.
I'll say, I, on the other hand, spent my morning battling with a new coffee machine. A truly trivial, but frustrating start to the day.
Well, hopefully, our podcast can turn that around for you. It sounds like you've already started using today's vocabulary.
Oh, have I? Well then, don't keep me in suspense. What's on the menu for today?
All right, let's see. Today we're going to dive into residence, trivial, revolutionary, perform, shirt, require, beautiful, habitat, guideline, and holy.
That sounds like quite a mix. We're going from houses to holy sites. This should be interesting. I'm ready to perform my duties as the curious student.
I'm sure you will. Before we get into our word by word deep dive, a quick reminder to all our amazing listeners if you enjoy our show, please don't forget to save, like, subscribe, and share. And be sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Your support helps us create more and better content.
Absolutely. Every click counts. All right, I'm ready. Let's start with the first word.
Excellent. The first word on our list is residence. A residence is a place where someone lives. In Chinese, we'd say 住所.
So it's basically a formal way of saying home or house, like welcome to my humble residence?
Exactly. It often sounds a bit more official. For instance, the White House is the official residence of the President of the United States. You wouldn't just call it his house.
That makes sense. Could I say, I'm thinking of taking up residence in a new city next year?
That's a perfect use of the phrase take up residence, which means to begin living somewhere. We could also say the student dormitory is the primary residence for most first year students.
Got it. So a fancy word for home. Let's move on. What's next? You mentioned my coffee machine problem was, what was the word?
Trivial, Trivial. Trivial means of little value or importance. The core meaning in Chinese would be 琐碎的.
So something that's not worth worrying about, like my daily argument with my coffee machine. Are there any common phrases with this word?
Yes, we often talk about a trivial matter or a trivial pursuit. It describes something that is minor or insignificant. For example, they argued over a trivial matter, like which movie to watch.
Or the professor asked us not to bother him with trivial questions. It feels a little dismissive, doesn't it?
It can be. It emphasizes that something is really not important in the grand scheme of things. Another sentence could be compared to the main problem, our other concerns are trivial.
All right, I'll try not to be trivial. What's our third word?
Our third word is revolutionary. It describes something that involves or causes a complete or dramatic change. In Chinese, it's 革命性的.
Ah, like the invention of the internet. That was a revolutionary technology.
Precisely. It's a very powerful adjective. You could say, the new electric car has a revolutionary battery that can last for 1,000 miles.
Wow, I'd buy that. How about this? Her revolutionary ideas completely changed the way the company approached marketing.
Perfect. It's often used for ideas, technologies, or movements that have a massive impact. It's a big word for a big change.
From big changes to action. What's next on the list?
Next up is perform. Perform is a verb with a couple of main meanings. First, it can mean to carry out, accomplish, or execute a task or action. The Chinese for this would be 实行. Second, it can mean to present entertainment to an audience, like in a play or concert. In Chinese, that's 表演.
Ah, so you can perform a duty and you can also perform on stage. For the first meaning, could I say, the surgeon will perform the operation tomorrow?
Yes, that's a very common collocation to perform an operation. You could also say the team needs to perform well under pressure to win the contract.
And for the second meaning, the band will perform their new songs at the festival this weekend.
Excellent. Another example is the students are excited to perform in the school play. It's a versatile word that covers both doing and showing.
Okay, let's move from the stage to the closet. What's our next word?
The next one is simple but essential shirt. A shirt is a garment for the upper body. In Chinese, it's just 衬衫.
A simple word, but we use it all the time. I'm wearing a shirt right now. Are there different ways we use it?
Of course, we can be more specific. For example, he had to wear a dress shirt and a tie to the interview. That implies a formal button up shirt.
Right, as opposed to a t-shirt. I could say, I need to iron my shirt before the meeting. Or, she spilled coffee all over her new white shirt.
Exactly. It's a fundamental piece of vocabulary. You can have a long sleeve shirt, a short sleeve shirt, a polo shirt, the list goes on.
It does. A seemingly simple word with many friends. Okay, what does our next word require of us? See what I did there?
Very clever, Frank. Our next word is indeed require. Require is a verb that means to need something or make it necessary. In Chinese, we could say 要求.
So, how is it different from need or want? It feels stronger.
It is stronger and more formal. Require often implies a rule, a law, or a necessary condition. For example, this job will require you to travel frequently.
I see. It's not just a desire, it's a condition. So, the recipe requires 2 eggs and a cup of flour.
Perfect. Or all visitors are required to show identification at the front desk. It sets a formal obligation.
That makes sense. Let's move on to something a little less demanding. What's next?
Something lovely. Our next word is beautiful. It means pleasing the senses or mind aesthetically. The Chinese is, of course, 美丽的.
Ah, classic. We all know this one. But are there more nuanced ways to use it? Beyond just, she is beautiful.
Absolutely. We can use it to describe almost anything that gives us pleasure. For instance, what a beautiful piece of music. Or the painting depicted a beautiful landscape.
So it's not just for looks. I could say, it was a beautiful act of kindness.
That's a wonderful example. It shows an appreciation for the moral or emotional quality of an action. We could also say, we had a beautiful day for a picnic at the beach.
I like that. It's a word that can describe a feeling, not just an image. What's next?
Our next word takes us into the natural world. Habitat. A habitat is the natural home or environment of an animal, plant, or other organism. The Chinese translation is yasidi.
Like in a nature documentary, the panda's natural habitat is the bamboo forests of China.
Exactly. It's a key term in ecology and biology. We often hear about the need to protect animal habitats. For example, deforestation is destroying the habitat of many species.
So it's specific to nature. I couldn't say my apartment is my habitat, could I? It would sound a bit strange.
It would be a bit strange, but people might say it jokingly. Its formal use is for plants and animals. A correct sentence would be: the desert provides a harsh habitat for only the toughest creatures.
Got it. Stick to animals and plants. What's our second to last word?
Our ninth word is guideline. A guideline is a general rule, principle, or piece of advice. In Chinese, it's 指导方针.
Is a guideline a strict rule, or is it more of a suggestion?
It's more of a suggestion or a framework. It's not usually a strict law. For example, the company issued new guidelines for remote work. These are recommendations, not strict commands.
I see. So the doctor gave me some general guidelines for a healthier diet.
That's a perfect use. It implies advice to be followed. Another example is: please follow the safety guidelines when operating the machinery. Here it is stronger, but still presented as guidance for safety.
Okay, a guideline is a friendly rule. What's our final word for the day?
Our last word is holy. Holy means dedicated or consecrated to God or a religious purpose, sacred. In Chinese, this is 神圣的.
Like the holy book of a religion or a holy city. For example, Jerusalem is a holy city for several major religions.
Precisely. It's deeply connected to religion and spirituality. You could say the monks lead a holy life of prayer and meditation.
Can it be used in a non religious way? I feel like I've heard people say holy cow to express surprise.
You're right. That's an informal idiomatic expression. It doesn't literally mean the cow is holy. It's just a way to say, wow. But in its primary meaning, it's about sacredness. For example, pilgrims travel to the holy site to pay their respect.
All right, that's our 10 words. I think I'm ready to see them in action. As always, we encourage our listeners to save this episode's word list and be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to get our next set of 10 words.
Excellent reminder, Frank. Now, let's move on to our scenario dialogue. Today, we're going to listen in on two event planners discussing a fundraising gala for a wildlife charity.
Let's listen.
The first thing we need to do is find a new residence for the gala. The old hotel is no longer available.
I agree. The venue is critical. It must be beautiful, something that makes our guests feel special. This whole event is for a holy cause, after all, protecting our planet.
Exactly. The new CEO has a revolutionary idea to host it at the Botanical Gardens. It would certainly be memorable.
That's a great idea. It's close to the natural habitat of some local birds. Very fitting. But we'll have to perform a thorough site inspection.
Of course. And I just read the new company guideline for events. It says our attire must be formal. So you'll need to wear a proper shirt and tie, Frank.
That's a trivial detail, but fine. What else does the guideline require?
It requires that we get all vendor contracts approved at least 1 month in advance. We have a lot of work to do.
All right, let's get to it. This revolutionary gala isn't going to plan itself.
And there you have it. We heard all 10 of our words in that short exchange. Notice how residence was used creatively for the event location, and wholly described the purpose of the charity.
I also like the exchange about the shirt being a trivial detail. It's exactly how we use the word in real life. Now it's time to put our listeners to the test. Welcome to the Chinese to English practice segment. I'm going to give you a sentence in Chinese using some of today's words. Your job is to translate it into English. Ready?
We're ready.
All right, I'll count down from 5, and you try to come up with the translation. Here is the first sentence.
要向出色的执行这项革命性的计划，我们必须遵守严格的指导方针。Five, four, three, two, one. Time's up. How did you all do? A great answer would be to perform this revolutionary plan well, we must follow the strict guidelines.
That's a solid translation. You could also say, in order to execute this revolutionary plan excellently, we are required to adhere to strict guidelines. Using require in there is also a nice touch.
Both are excellent. The key is linking the idea of performing the plan with following the guidelines for this revolutionary idea.
Exactly. Let's do another one. This one includes 3 of our words. Here it is.
这座美丽的官邸需要定期维护，才能保持其宏伟。Five, four, three, two, one. And stop. Frank, what are some possible answers?
Okay, a direct and effective translation would be, this beautiful official residence requires regular maintenance to keep its grandeur.
That's perfect. It captures all the key elements. You could also phrase it as regular maintenance is required to preserve the magnificence of this beautiful residence. It flips the sentence structure but keeps the same meaning.
Very nice. The words to catch were beautiful, residence, and require. Let's do one final slightly trickier sentence. It has 4 words. Listen closely. 保护这片神圣的自然栖息地是我们的责任。任何破坏行为，哪怕只是乱扔一件旧衬衫，都不是小事。Five, four, three, two, one.
And that's time. That one was a bit longer. A great answer would be it is our responsibility to protect this holy natural habitat, and any destructive act, even just throwing away an old shirt, is not a trivial matter.
Wow, that's a mouthful, but it covers everything. Holy habitat shirt, and not a trivial matter. I like it. Another option could be, protecting this sacred habitat is our duty, no act of damage is trivial, not even carelessly discarding an old shirt.
That works beautifully too. It shows there are many ways to build the sentence correctly in English. Great job, everyone.
That was a fun challenge. And that brings us to the end of today's episode.
But before we go, let's give you a little teaser for our next episode. We'll be covering police, draw, transportation, trim, hang, attack, interact, various, skeleton, and low.
Ooh, skeleton. That sounds mysterious. I'm looking forward to it. And a final reminder to our wonderful listeners, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. It really does help us out.
It certainly does. We had a great time today exploring everything from a formal residence to a simple shirt. We hope you learned a lot and feel more confident using these 10 words.
Absolutely. Keep practicing, stay curious, and we'll see you next time on Oxford 4000 Essential English Words.
Goodbye for now.